Welcome back to Book Bingers, the podcast where two best friends talk books, fan theories, our random thoughts, our book recommendations.
Sure do.
All the things.
Yeah, today we're taking it back to 2005 to 2008. Is that where we're going?
I think
2006?
it's 2006 to 2008.
Yeah, we're taking it way back.
Yeah.
Back to Twilight.
We are in a little bit of a Twilight era over here.
We sure are. We just recently had our 1-year book club and we went for it and we said, let's do Twilight Saga.
We went hard.
We went hard, and everybody came in costume, like surprise costume. We didn't know what anyone was going to be.
We didn't know.
Feel free to go look at that on TikTok or Instagram because it's doing very well, that video.
And it's hilarious.
It's so funny. You will be surprised at what some of the people came at. I couldn't have predicted one of them.
No, it killed me.
I die. I mean, when I tell you.
It was so perfect.
I gasped.
Absolutely.
It was
absolutely
so good. Anyways, we are talking Twilight today. The whole Twilight Saga. I was surprised at how many people in our book club had never read or seen the movies.
Insane.
So even if you haven't seen the books or movies, feel free to keep listening, but we are going to spoil some things. And, you know, at this point,
the statute of limitations on spoilers has passed.
You probably already know.
Yeah.
Anyways.
You're probably Team Edward or Team Jacob without even seeing it. Okay.
Exactly. You're basing it off abs.
Yeah.
And fair. But let's take it back because we just reread the books as adults. And it had been, honestly, so long. Yeah. I hadn't reread it since probably 2008, 2009.
Yeah.
Because I was like diehard rereading them for like a good year or two.
Yeah. They were your personality.
They were my whole personality.
Yeah.
Named my dog
Jasper.
I made Corey, like, you know, do a lot of role play. So here we go. Let's talk about what it was like rereading this.
So many
as
years later.
the ages we are. We don't need to say that how old we are, but we're full adults now.
We're full adults.
We're out of the young adult YA.
Yeah, this is almost 20 years later.
Bruh. And I was not a middle school, high school girl when these came out, so.
No, I know. We did the math on it, and I was like, wow, actually, I was way older than I thought.
I was older than I thought. By the time the last one came out, I was married, so make that what you will.
And you were not a child bride.
I look like one though, right?
Yeah.
So let's get into it. Let's start straight out the gate.
Yeah.
What did you feel?
It was interesting.
It sure was.
It was interesting. It was way more poorly written than I remember it.
Youch, but truth. You know, okay, let's give props where props are due. Stephanie Meyers, you created such an incredible storyline and world that we all ate up.
Absolutely.
Clearly, it changed the game. It brought vampires to a different light than any way I had ever thought about them or seen.
It definitely brought that kind of a story mainstream in a way that there was nothing else out there.
Nothing else like that. That being said, at the time, your girl didn't know good writing from bad writing. I just knew, oh my God, love, love, love.
You were in it for the plot.
But going back now, I was like, say what? This kind of reads like amateur. Just real amateur. I couldn't stop laughing through it. I was like, is this really what I thought? It was so amazing.
There's a lot of cringy moments.
So cringy. And also a lot of like mistakes.
Yeah.
Like editing mistakes, but also just like full wrong words.
Yeah.
Where I was like, what? This wasn't, like, you had a full publisher and editor. Like, I don't know how this happened.
Yeah, it was not just once or twice.
No, it was inconsistent through all 4 books. Where I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. Would you say that you, when back in the day when you read it, would consider it a 5-star read?
Absolutely. Like, I was obsessed. Like, I was telling everybody about this book.
Yeah.
I was way early on that bandwagon, like way early.
For
first
sure.
book.
In my brain, I think if I had never read this again, I would have absolutely been like, oh, it's 5 stars.
Absolutely. Like, I told everyone that I could talk to about it.
Yeah.
And I was so diehard.
What would you rate it now?
Okay, so we just reread it. And
Yeah.
obviously back then I wasn't rating things. I was just raving.
Sure. Yeah.
It's so hard. And I know what I did rate them. I think I rated them all like 4 stars. Because I still, rereading them, even though the writing wasn't great, I still found myself back
It gave you that nostalgia.
into the world of like, I'm so happy to be here.
I will say I was not as generous. I went 3.5 for Twilight. New Moon 3.75.
Going up a little.
Eclipse 3.75.
Okay, stayed the same.
And I think I gave Breaking Dawn a 4.
Yeah.
Breaking Dawn by far.
So good. So good.
I think it was
And
always
a chunker.
I think it was always my favorite book.
I think it was originally a Twilight. First one.
OG first one.
OG first one. And then Breaking Dawn.
Breaking Dawn was my favorite, and I think it's because I always love an Avengers moment. Like, I love when everyone comes together.
Mm-hmm.
There's just something about that. And I think the movies were my favorites
and
as well.
Through the story, the buildup of Bella.
Yes.
Finally becoming a vampire was like so satisfying to have it finally happen. Because I had waited a long time.
Yeah. What would you say your favorite book is now?
Probably Breaking Dawn.
Yeah.
And I really like rereading them. I was like, oh, I really like Eclipse.
Yeah.
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 Like, that storyline does it for me.
Absolutely.
Also, we also rewatched the movies, or I did. Did you?
Yeah, I got the only ones I didn't finish Breaking Dawn Part 2.
Oh, that's a shame. Because
I know, but we had it on at the party, so.
Rewatching them, I was like, okay, I'm gonna be full honest. The only one I think is trash is the first one.
It's so bad.
It's so bad, but like they get more like better,
and they truly
more better.
They get more better.
I could write a book too.
I have purse.
Eclipse, I remember being really angry. Do you remember when Bryce Dallas Howard came in because Rochelle got fired? And it was I was so angry for her. Like, an unknown actor. I was just so angry, and I was like so against Bryce Dallas Howard coming in, and then she fucking killed it.
She slid.
She slayed. And so watching her back, I'm like, I like Twilight. I like Eclipse.
Yeah, Eclipse is a good one.
Yeah.
And I feel like the movies actually did a very good job of staying with the book.
Yeah, except the first one really messed me up. I was like, who is this Edward you're portraying?
Yeah.
Why is he so angry all the time? Because in the book, and I kept being like, see, he's charismatic as fuck.
He has
can
a
get
lot
people
more
to do
riz in the
way
books.
more
Yeah.
riz in the book.
Yeah.
He's not just looking like he's in pain and constipated.
He was very surly that whole movie.
Now, I will say, his mood swings back and forth, like fourth in that movie or that book, but the charisma is what I was missing in Twilight. There was one moment in the movie where I was like, there's Edward, and it's him in the glasses where he puts his arm around Bella when they go into school, like, if I'm going to hell, like,
and that's it, little smirk.
Yeah. And I was like, that's what he was through the whole book.
Yeah.
Y'all missed the point.
Yeah.
Also, why so many circly angles? I have a real problem with Catherine Hardwicke right now.
So who's your favorite character?
Why? Who's your favorite character?
I think it's easier to go to least favorite first.
Is it? Okay.
Because we talked about this a little before, so that we're not like... And I agree. I think what we came up with, I agree.
Okay,
because...
so, like, honestly, I don't have a least favorite character. I don't go into the books like, I hate this character, okay? But if I had to choose, my least favorite character would be Bella.
Miss Swan.
I love you, but I also can't stand you. Why?
She's really difficult in the books. She's really difficult. I had a really hard time. Listen, I understand. This sentence is going to sound really dumb.
Okay, great. I love a dumb sentence.
It's a book about vampires and werewolves.
Yeah.
Okay? So it's really dumb for me to be like, it was so unbelievable that she fell in love with him so quickly.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it was life or death. The sun shines only for
right?
Edward. And
Everything happened so fast in that book. I don't remember that. I was like,
girl,
chapter 3, the
you're
car
like 12,
accident
okay?
happens?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
No. She, for a girl who was real against marriage, she fell hard real fast. Also, can I be real with you?
It felt very clunky.
Yes.
Clunky.
And she's I don't do well with the damsel in distress. And that's me as an adult now, because I've read so many of them. Probably, thanks to y'all.
Correct.
But, like, she's a little insufferable. The way she just plays the boys against each other, I was like, you're the problem.
Absolutely. And she doesn't see, and the thing is, she doesn't see any problem with it.
Not even a little. You don't think after Edward's like, hey, I'm just trying to protect you, and you're like, I'm going to get on the back of this bike with Jacob and put my arms around, like, bitch! Okay.
No, maybe this is teenage problematic behavior, but man, she is problematic, and she's so reckless.
So reckless with her life and other people's lives and hearts, and everyone's just trying to
all of a sudden
keep her protected.
To be 17, 18 years old and be like, that's okay, I just want to die, turn me into a vampire.
Yeah.
What?
Uh-huh.
There's no reservations.
And like in New Moon, the girl is crazy. You're doing what now? I'm sorry.
Idiot.
What? I can't. Okay, so that's probably my least favorite. I'm getting heated, actually. So I guess, what's your favorite character?
I don't know. Do you know yours?
I mean, okay. No. It's funny because as an adult, I'm like, Charlie.
I know. I love Charlie.
But if I'm going to be true to my heart, who it always was Edward. I loved that man with all my heart. I truly, before we went back and reread this, thought he was perfection. Rereading it, I was like, nope.
Maybe he's
There's
not.
some issues. But I don't know. It's probably Charlie, and that's so sad to say, honestly.
I love Charlie. Like, he just...
Yeah.
He is a really good dad, even though he doesn't really know how to show his emotions. But the way that he just accepts everything.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
One of the least expected favorite characters that I went into the book being like, oh, I like him so much more than I thought I did. Emmett. He's funny.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
I was like, oh, he doesn't get the spotlight he deserves in the movies.
I also like Carlisle.
I do too. I would recast some Carlisles right now.
Absolutely.
Because woof.
Absolutely.
But like, Carlisle's great. Honestly, that whole family, I love them. The Cullen Hales.
Yeah.
I'm here for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. There's some issues with the wolf pack. I don't really like a lot of them.
They're mean.
Yeah.
They're immature and mean.
Got nothing.
And they didn't really develop them much.
No.
In the books either.
I could do without.
In that, there could have been so much more done with them.
I do love the Volturi. Let that be known.
I would read a book just on
give me that story
about the Volturi.
Give me that movie. Give me that HBO series. Okay.
So, what's your favorite part of the series? Like plot, setting, characters.
It's absolutely
supernatural elements.
I mean, what she did great.
Yeah.
Was the overall storyline plot where we're going. We all know basically from book 1, eventually this bitch is going to become a vampire. It took a while to get there. And I love that. I kind of love that.
Yeah. I agree. I think this was one of the first, other than outside of Harry Potter, like where there were these supernatural characters.
Yeah.
And I think seeing the vampires and the werewolves, and there's just that being in a fantasy world where you have these different supernatural characters that end up getting along.
And you know what's great? That they were in our world.
Yes.
And I loved kind of like in my mind, like, I wonder if anyone I know is a vampire.
Yes, yeah, of course. Of course, it's the same way.
Like at any moment, I could be
It's the same
Bella.
way my letter from Hogwarts is going to come eventually.
Someday.
You know what I mean?
You know? But like, then your letter from Hogwarts comes and you go to a magical land. This is all happening in our world. And I love...
And they're just among us.
The dreams I had about like, maybe he's watching me right now in my room. Maybe there's a vampire who's obsessed with me and I don't even know it. And eventually he'll show himself. And everything is going to be great. And I'm going to be young and beautiful and a vampire. I've always thought I was meant to be a vampire.
Spoiler alert, Corey's not a vampire.
That we know of.
That would be a real plot twist.
Yeah, no, I have a feeling I would become a vampire and then make him a vampire.
Got it.
Before he would just be like, surprise.
Hey, been hiding this thing.
Real Moon Knight of him. He's got like multiple personalities.
Yeah. Oh,
spoiler there. Okay, moving on.
When you think of your favorite scene, do you think your gut reaction is it first the movie or is it the book?
Movie, I think.
Right?
Just because the visuals are so ingrained in my
head. And that's I feel like that's a real testament to the fact that they really did the book's justice.
And my favorite scene is
Doesn't
not how it happened in the book. My favorite scene is Breaking Dawn Part 2 when Alice's vision, we get to see the whole battle. You want to talk about a gasping gust. Oh man, I lost my damn mind at the midnight showing. Corey had to hold me down. I didn't know what was happening. I was on the edge of my seat though. My breathing stopped. I was like, what? Carlisle gone. Jasper gone. Like, Seth gone.
And as someone who was such an avid reader of the books and you've read it so many times, you're like, there's no way. Like,
no.
What's
happening? What's happening?
Someone make it right.
This is just like Harry Potter when they go off script and they do whatever they want. Like, I was losing my mind.
Yeah.
I was losing my mind. But it ended up being one of those moments where you're like, that was amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's actually my favorite scene in the whole series. It's yours too? Or do you have a different one?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the most iconic scene, you know?
Yeah. I mean, we don't need to talk about the fake baby at all. Yikes. That's honestly the only thing that ruins the Breaking Dawn Part 1 and 2 for me is the baby.
It's so bad.
It's so bad. And it's just so unneeded. Why didn't you guys just get a baby?
Because she needs to have full teeth.
But, like, do you know what I mean? Like, what was better?
Obviously, she didn't need to have full teeth.
No, you know what I mean? I'd rather a baby with no teeth than that hideous thing.
That abomination.
Stop. Other than that, though, Breaking Dawn Part 1 was also so good.
Absolutely.
Oh, the wedding scene. Get the fuck out of here. Tears. Also, let's give a moment of applause for all of the soundtracks.
Yeah.
Oh my God, some of the best soundtracks. I still listen to them.
I know you do.
Great. What is your takeaway on the romance plot in the series versus the romances we read now?
Man, again, clunky. It was just not well thought out. It was not romantic. Do you know what I mean?
No, for real. It wasn't. There was no romance.
There was not like those swoon-worthy moments. I feel like I have, as I keep reading more romances, it's like AI, you know, like the perfect man just keeps getting shaped differently.
Absolutely.
And he may have started looking like Edward, but he looks much different now.
And I like a slow burn. This was not. This was I actually would
right out the gate.
If she were to redo it, or someone were to redo it, and obviously I don't mean like 50 Shades fanfic. I mean actually Twilight. I wouldn't even have them get together until book 2. Yeah, that was so fast. Yeah, and like also
make them work for it a little bit.
Can we have Edward have a little bit of darkness? He talked about like my past. Let's see that. Like let's
delve into his past a little bit. I feel like a lot of these characters were very underdeveloped.
Correct. Like he can read minds. I would be like, cool, he can read minds, but also put thoughts into your head. You know, like give me a little bit of like what he could do with that power. Yeah. You know, Alice, she sees visions, but I would love it if she also could have given visions. You know what I mean? Like I want to see the darkness of these vampires. You're reading about Ryder I know. I would love to see them have these amazing qualities, but also what they could have done, but chose to go good. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And that's what separates them from the vampires.
Give us that edge of darkness.
I need it. And I think reading so many like more romanticities now and romances
in the morally gray aspect, like there just wasn't that.
No. And of course they're very like PGYA. Like
of course. But there is a way to make someone morally gray, but keep it YA.
Especially when they finally did have the sex scene. Like, give me more.
I feel like we have read YA books with
Yeah.
sex scenes that give more.
Yeah. And of course, this was a different time.
Of course,
They weren't doing
of
that.
course.
But, you know.
Then again,
No?
do I want to read the writing that would have been?
Yes.
No. No.
Not even a little.
But what's
like back then,
so
I'd
what's
been
interesting?
like,
Like
ew.
we loved
Porny
these.
porn.
We loved these stories so much.
So much.
Now we just discussed like we would have preferred a slow burn
Yeah.
rather than insta love.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing is this was a love triangle.
And I hate a love triangle.
Generally, do not like.
Let
them.
it be known, I also hated it in this book. And some people were like, Team Jacob. No,
Yeah.
I was firm Team Edward.
The thing is,
firm.
I understand people being Team Jacob or picking to be Team Jacob. You can't possibly read these books and think she's ever going to actually pick Jacob.
I think the people that were Team Jacob, this is a bold statement, maybe I'm wrong, were Team
Taylor Lautner.
Taylor Lautner.
Yeah, that's the only reason I would be Team Jacob.
I mean, his body was banging. And I fought hard for him to get the role in the second movie. Like, I was, like, rooting for him.
You fought for him.
I fought for him.
You went to bat.
I went to bat. I was like,
You were writing letters.
Where's the petition? I was
Sending
like,
strongly worded emails.
Yes.
I mean,
And
he's
I'm so
supposed to
happy.
be 7 feet tall.
I know. Rereading that, I was like, what?
Oh, so he's not a short king in the books. Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, God. But yes, I think people were Team Taylor Lautner because reading the books, there's no way you're actually Team Jacob. And if you were Team Jacob reading the books, there was something inside of you with some insecurities happening because you were like, friends are better than Edward. Are you kidding me?
There was just no way to read those stories thinking that Jacob was any more than
Was
a friend.
even a contender. Jacob was never a
She
contender.
never had one romantic thought about him.
No. And if you really thought that was going to pan out,
No.
you're probably the same people that thought Lance Bass was the hot one. You know?
Lance. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I do.
You were the ones that were like, yeah, Justin and he's fine and JC's fine, but I'm Team Lance. No, you're not. You just don't think you can get them.
It's just if Jacob was more of a JC,
Yeah.
Justin.
If we were a
situation,
JC
you know?
against a Justin,
yeah, then we're talking.
Then
you
we're
know?
talking. If she had a little romance,
Which is why I think
a little wide
you know,
shoes,
something like The Summer I Turned Pretty
right?
with Jeremiah Conrad, like that.
Where there's two actual contenders.
Truly, I could see her going in either
way.
direction. This I could never see the Jacob direction.
No. I don't know how my brain went to NSYNC. I'm sorry. That was weird.
That was weird, and I'm sorry to the people who really feel called out right now because there's probably someone sitting there being
But
like,
you know what?
but I did love Lance.
You know what? But did you also were you Team Jacob? Am I right? Am I right? Let me know in the comments.
We have to do a poll. I don't know. Rereading Twilight was quite the interesting experience.
Yeah.
I think I can firmly say I don't think I'll ever reread it.
No. Did it?
I'm
Done it.
good.
Yeah, but the party slapped and was worth it.
The party was amazing. Will I watch the movies again? Yeah.
Yo, yeah, I've watched
Absolutely.
the movie several times. When we were like, hey, let's do this, I was like, I just watched the movies with my stepdaughter. Like,
sure
let's
did.
do this. Yeah, no, I'm team movies all day. Mine is the first one. And the party we had slapped. Truly, we did a
amazing.
game for every book.
For each book.
Everyone had a blast. All the food and drink were themed. And we were in the most amazing costumes, and it was the funnest thing ever. And I would definitely do another Twilight party.
Absolutely.
Hands down. Like, that was so fun.
Oh my god. But a Twilight party in Forks?
Oh, don't get it twisted. We're going to Forks.
Have to.
We're going
Have
to Forks. And anyone who wants to come, let's do it, because I'm
Yes.
not joking. It is going to be the most cringiest moment you've ever seen, because I'm going to go hard. Not only am I going to go to all the things, but I'm going to go dressed in character.
You're already half Rosalie right now.
I got the hat.
You got some pinstripe pants on. I know
Oh my
you
God,
can't-
I do!
I know you can't see this, but she's
I got my pinstripe shorts.
you just
The YouTubers get to see it.
inadvertently- Yeah, the YouTubers get to see it. Uh-huh.
Hey,
Yeah.
I will say, not to toot my own horn, but when I tell you, I literally got almost an exact outfit of Rosalie in the baseball scene.
Yeah, you were an exact replica.
Truly scoured the internet to find it,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it went well.
Yeah. And I was little Charlie.
Charlie?
Little Charlie.
Little Charlie. You
And,
nailed it. I can't, helping you find a mustache, like
It
the
was
mustache.
it was worth the amount of mustache sweat.
And the wig.
Really,
Did the wig itch?
the wig wasn't bad. It was really the sideburns that gave me more of an issue because I cut up a mustache and made them into sideburns. But I think the cap that went on under the wig really helped.
Truly, you nailed Charlie.
Yeah.
Honestly, everyone nailed their character.
Yeah,
it was so good. And I won't say anything about the surprise.
No, but
that one of our
I'm
people.
just gonna say
please
you gotta
go
watch to the
video.
end of the video.
Last. It just gets better and better as it
So
goes
if
through.
you go on our Book Bingers page, you will see. You will see the full, cast.
Yeah, and you can go on TikTok or Instagram. It's going pretty viral on Instagram. TikTok doesn't care to push it out, but it's doing well, and I think it's because of you and
you.
No, I think it's because of you
And Rebecca,
and also
and
Janet. Yeah, like it really went to town.
and Kate. I mean, and Nikki. I mean, everyone. Everyone
Did so great. Anyways, that's it for our Twilight rant.
recap. Yeah. So if you want to live in nostalgia, I hope we helped you relive.
If you want to come back to Forks with us, just type a little comment, share the video, but most importantly, follow us on our social medias because we have a goal, and once we reach that goal, we're doing a giveaway, and it's going to be great.
Good. Yeah.
All right. Well, tune in next week when we're talking about a real popular episode.
Yeah.
Throne of Glass,
One
baby.
of our favorites.
Let's get into it.
Back to the mass multiverse. All right. See you next week.
Bye.